Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dog Training at the Kitchen Table. It has been, we have dogs moving around. It has been a very long time since I have done one of these. So, sorry about that. Life's been crazy. I'm sure you all get it. Okay, so I saw a post on Facebook the other day, and it was kind of a great post, kind of a funny post, and it was on a dog understanding criteria. This family did not want their dog to bark when they were preparing his meals, so I guess he was barking really incessantly or just being crazy with his barking, whatever the case might be, and this was a no-no for them, which is great. He needs impulse control. So every time he barked, they removed him to outside. He, over time, learned that if he remained quiet, he could stay inside, and if he was barking, he'd have to go outside, further away from his food, further away from his family. And so he caught on pretty quickly. He learned to be quiet. Except, as the story goes, he developed another unhealthy, not impulse control behavior, and it was sprinting around the coffee table. This post was talking about how this dog understood criteria so well because at one point he felt the urge to bark, so he ran out, he charged out the doggy door, he let out one loud bark and then came back and continued his sprinting around the coffee table. And that was the post. It was supposed to be about the dog understanding the criteria. You don't bark inside, you bark outside. Okay, so what this brings me here today though is that what really happened is the dog's behavior was suppressed. His barking was suppressed. He had to go outside if he wanted to bark. But what did not happen is the emotion that created the behavior of barking was not addressed. They did not change his mind. They didn't give him a different way to feel. They didn't provide any impulse control at all. They just suppressed the barking. So when the emotion that caused the barking did not get addressed, he traded up. He still wanted to express this emotion, okay? And I want you to hang on to that. Your dog has emotions that must be expressed, just like us. We must express them. And if we don't get to, we may develop unhealthy habits. We might develop slamming of doors and cabinets. We might develop drinking. We might develop drug use. We might develop yelling at people to get our points across. Whatever the case may be, we develop unhealthy ways of expressing our emotions. So what ended up happening with this dog is that the behavior of barking was suppressed, but the emotion that caused the behavior was not addressed. And therefore, the dog still needed to express this emotion. So he expressed it through sprinting circles around the coffee table. I would still consider that inappropriate. I would still find that very agitating. And I do consider it very unhealthy. That's not a healthy way to behave. Content, happy dogs know how to lay down and relax. They know how to have some self-restraint. So if we take this information of a suppressed behavior causing a different behavior to happen because we did not address the emotional state of the animal. We did not change their mind about how they feel. Like, we could have changed his mind that meal times are actually times to be calm. But that's not what happened in this story, right? Okay, so thinking about all the behaviors our dogs do, this could be anything from digging in the yard. The digging in the yard is them expressing an emotion, right? That's just a behavior, but there's an emotional state that caused that behavior, okay? Usually boredom, but we have to address the boredom then. We cannot just address the digging. If we just correct the digging, our dog will have to find another way to express their boredom, and that can be destructive chewing, that can be tail chasing, it can be jumping up, it can be counter surfing. Any slew of behaviors will then end up happening as a dog tries to express an emotion. Leash reactivity is a big emotion that needs to be expressed. Dashing out your door. And again, a lot of these have to do with just plain boredom, maybe slight anxiety, and some of them might be from seriously under-addressed issues, and the dog needs some serious help. So leash reactivity can come from a place of friendliness. They just want to say hi to other dogs. or they are actually afraid of other dogs, or on the rare occasion, some dogs really mean business when they have their leash reactivity. So we have these emotions that need to be expressed. Find yourself a trainer who knows how to change your dog's mind, who knows how to not just suppress a behavior. And this, I don't want to get caught up in whether we should be telling our dogs no or not, because I am a firm believer that we should be telling our dogs no. It's just that once they earn the no, they need to know how to earn a yes. They need to know how to get to a better decision. And we have to provide that for them. In the case of the dog barking at his meal times and running around the coffee table, he was told, no, don't bark. That was it. They didn't provide him any other information. They just said, no, don't bark. And so he said, well, I'm going to run laps then. That's what I'm going to do because I have this emotion. I need to express it, and no one is helping me express it in a more productive way. Obviously, dogs don't go through that whole process. But the idea being that he learned he could not bark. That was a big no-no. So I have to do something else. I'll run. But we should be providing them that outlet. You have a dog who wants to bark because they're pumped about mealtime. You need to be providing them the correct outlet for that emotion, right? So dogs who want to chase cats, dogs who want to chase prey animals, they want to chase. They're going to do something. They're going to express that emotion somehow. So we need to be providing them the outlet for that chasing. That's why I like flirt poles so much. If you scour my YouTube channel at all, you will know how much I like my flirt poles. So, because I want to give my dogs the outlet. Do not chase in this context, but absolutely chase in this one, right? And so it gives them the outlet for that behavior. All right, so this was a wonderful conversation on suppressing behavior, but not really giving the dog something else to do, understanding your dog has an emotional state, and that emotional state is causing the behavior, so we need to be able to change our dog's mind, change how they feel, change their opinion about what's going on, and then we will have real solid improvement in our dog's behavior. All right, thank you for joining me for this episode of Dog Training at the Kitchen Table, and I will see you next time.